and Happy New Year,
Happy New
everyone.
Year, Hannah.
And welcome back to another episode of the Linked Ick podcast with me, Hannah.
And me, Aziza.
Yes. In the previous episode, we obviously established like where we're from.
Yeah.
And now we're starting this one with establishing it's a new year.
Yeah.
It's 2025.
New year, new me.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Exactly. And I am Hannah and you're Aziza.
Yeah.
And this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like we're into the next year and we're going to continue talking about LinkedIn and networking.
We're on our 4th episode.
Yeah.
And people are actually listening to us. I've seen the stats.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
People-
I keep doing my little happy dances about it because it's so exciting.
People actually care about us yapping,
Yeah.
which I'm incredibly, incredibly happy about. And
Yeah.
I just like to say, while I have the floor,
Yes.
please.
Please.
Thank you to all of our listeners over the last year. I mean, it's only 3 episodes, but
We did cross a year.
across a year. So thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you to everyone who supported us, everyone who's liked, everyone who's shared, everyone who slid into the DMs.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd especially like to say thank you to all the people who booked in with me last year for their LinkedIn Glow Up session.
Yes. That was so
thank you.
exciting. I love that
So
you did that.
I know.
That was so good.
It's been it was a very tough year.
Yeah.
2024 was a very, very tough year for a lot of people. There were so many
was.
layoffs. And I just want to say, like, now more than ever, it's not that your network is even your net worth anymore. Now more than ever, make sure that you are networking on the platform and using it to its full potential, because it's just, it was a very, very, very tough year. And that's why I put out my services out there to try and help anyone who needed the help on glowing up on their LinkedIn, or just so.
Definitely. And it's so I've seen a switch in like LinkedIn being so exciting and like let's be on here to what is going on right now, what is the algorithm doing, and what, like, are people seeing my posts, what am I supposed to write about? ChatGPT is everywhere, or I like it's so many levels that's made people feel unsure about LinkedIn, and we're sat here trying to figure it out and trying to find some reason behind things and what we can do to make it better. But what I do know is that genuine connections is what takes us forward.
Genuine connections,
Yes.
exactly. And today we're going to try and cover how to make those genuine connections on the platform, because you could go around sending everyone a connection,
100%.
everyone a follow, but how do you
Like-
make those genuine connections
Yeah.
that'll actually benefit you?
And stay out of those situationships on LinkedIn.
Staying out of situationships on LinkedIn.
Are we going to talk? Are we not? Like
Yeah.
this, like a dance of like half ghosting in a way.
Yeah.
And just like not understanding what you want, what you're getting from the other person.
Yeah. So that's definitely what we want to cover. Because at the end of the day, Hannah and I are here to help you make the most out of networking, whether that's IRL, whether that's on LinkedIn. And meaningful connections are everything. And we've both made such meaningful connections to the point where we're at where we are now.
100%. It is what got me here today. Like I got to quit my part-time job because I made connections. I said this in the first episode, but I will say it again because it is generally what made me a full-time entrepreneur, freelancer. So that is pretty cool. And that is through
pretty cool.
LinkedIn and networking.
Yeah.
So I do still have hope for this platform.
I definitely have hope for it.
Yeah.
You know, like I always say it's my favorite platform.
Yeah, same.
And we spoke last time about the eggs in the basket.
Yeah.
But
we certainly do.
no, it definitely does pay off. And we can both say that now, because one of the things we've looked at since just posting consistently on there was what our growth looks like. And not just the vanity metrics, right? Because at the end of the day, I am a social strategist. So one of the things I look at a lot of the time, it's the most unsexy thing ever. But Hannah knows I love to go in the back end of LinkedIn and Spotify and actually see what's going on with our audiences, if it's actually paying off in some way.
Yeah.
And it has been paying off.
Yeah.
We have seen growth in both of our accounts. We have seen people reaching out to us. We've seen more people networking with us, more engagement. It has been tough.
Yeah.
Like, I think we'd like to say that it's not it doesn't seem as easy, but every platform has its growth phase.
Yeah.
I can tell you now that like when I was on Instagram in 2017, it's not the same as it is now. It's not. Every platform has the like super growth phase, and
Yeah.
then it slows down at some point. And of course, as well, they're like this one is very much tied to the economic climate,
Yeah.
where
100%.
this is the
Yeah.
one where like yeah, we can really see how that looks
Yeah,
like.
because a lot of the users on LinkedIn are not like active on there. They will
Yeah,
only be active when they look for a job
yeah,
or, stuff like that. So it's a lot of like passive users as well on
yeah,
LinkedIn.
yeah,
And it's, yeah. And then when the market and economy and stuff, like they will come and go and
yeah.
ebb and flow.
But
So,
that's what we're trying to get people out of as well, is
yes,
that
definitely.
passivity
Yes.
of just being on the platform when you are looking for a job.
Hmm.
It's really funny because a lot of the time people say to me, "Oh, is this person looking for a job because they're using their LinkedIn?" And I'm like, "Not all,
Not
not
necessarily.
necessarily." And actually, if you just use it when you are looking for a job, people will be able to tell.
Yes, 100%.
um,
It's way better to build your brand and like have
yeah,
something on there and
yeah,
like show what you bring, like
yeah,
your value and what you've been doing
exactly.
throughout your
Yeah,
career
yeah,
rather than just like if you have your own business
yeah,
or if you are
yeah.
looking for a job.
Exactly, because people are so conscious of the
Yeah.
fact that, especially anyone who has like a 9 to 5 job, they're very conscious of the fact that the employer might see them being present on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Therefore, they're looking for a job because they're not happy where they are.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why Hannah and I are very much like, get out of the only using it for that, because, yeah, then that is the case.
Yeah.
Then
Exactly.
that is the case.
Yeah.
So if you're building that personal brand, if you're actually putting some value out there,
Mhm.
if you're showing your work, for example, if you're building meaningful connections,
Exactly.
it will work in your favor and it'll
Yeah.
work for you.
And how can we build meaningful connections on LinkedIn? What would be your like top tip?
My top tip is to follow up.
Mm.
Because I don't think it's actually that hard to build a connection.
No,
I
I
actually think
agree.
that's the easy part. Social
Yeah.
media's got that down for us
Yeah.
now. So because I always say that I'm the person who prefers online
Yeah.
versus IRL. Hannah's the IRL person,
Yes.
obviously. Um, so we've already got that down, but following up on a connection that you've made or why you've made it,
Mhm.
that is my top tip. So if you've made a connection with someone, if it was off of a certain post, if you've made a connection with someone IRL and then you've gone and added them on LinkedIn, sending that hey message.
Yeah.
I am notoriously bad at sending it within 24 hours. I'm going to
Yeah.
be very honest about
I'm
that.
quite good at that.
Hannah's very good at sending them. Yeah, the follow up within 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not. But then we spoke about this and I said, actually, I'll send it the week, like not a week after, but a couple of days after.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'll be like, "Oh, it was lovely to speak to you last Friday." And then,
Mhm.
and actually sometimes I think it really does work in my favor because the person's then like, "Oh, they sent the request, it's accepted, but they're still thinking about me."
Yeah.
So the follow-up is super important. I'm always telling everyone, always follow up,
Yeah.
for whatever it is. If
And
you
it doesn't have to be that long. Like you don't have to have like a full on like you have a conversation
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
no.
You could just be like, so nice talking to you.
Yeah.
And then like give a few likes to their
Yeah.
posts,
Lovely to
like
connect.
yeah,
Like,
great connecting with you.
yeah.
What you said about carpets at the event the other day was, I mean, I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
came up with
yeah.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely I do agree with that. That it's
Yeah.
really nice to say something memorable
Yes.
that you both will remember,
Yeah.
especially if you've had a conversation. So yeah, if you did have a conversation about carpets, be like, yeah, it was really
Oh,
nice to have a
100%. Yeah.
conversation about carpets with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can all use that now. Like, just go out there
Yeah,
and talk about carpets.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. So my top tip is definitely making that follow up.
Yeah.
What is yours, Hannah?
Um, yeah, it would be the same and continue like showing an interest, like
Showing it, yeah,
talking and actually asking questions that you care about.
yeah.
And you don't have to talk every day to have a meaningful connection on
No, no,
LinkedIn.
no, no. At all.
Like, just sporadically check in and be like, and show up and show support on their posts,
Yeah,
and stuff. And obviously not if you don't like the person. Do it because you like them, but
yeah.
connect with nice people.
Yeah,
There
why
are a
even
lot
send
of
someone
people
a
out there.
connection if you don't like them?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
there's this, you should, that's the thing. There are people that would just connect
Yeah.
with just several people. I try and connect with people within my faculty, as it were.
Yeah.
So people who are in my network, people who do very similar things to me. So people in the creative department, people in advertising,
Hmm.
and my stats do show that. So when I look at it, it will say most of the people that you're interacting with come from these sort of backgrounds, and I'm like, okay, that's exactly what I've been trying to do. So yeah, making sure that your connections are meaningful in that way. However,
Yeah.
I also say it's really good to just make connections in things you are interested in. It is a social
Yeah.
media platform. It is, you can use it in several different ways. And I
Yeah.
also don't just make connections with influencers and people who work in I do it across the board.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And for me, obviously, I do it across the board because I also sell on LinkedIn, like my
Yeah.
services and stuff. So I can't only connect with copywriters because none of them would buy from me because they're
Yeah.
writers themselves, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's way like I do connect with a lot of copywriters and people within marketing. Um, but I also have to know who to like connect with, who might buy from me.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to another topic, like the different kind of connections and meaningful
Yeah.
connections you can have. Because I would say there's two. It's the collaborative one
Hmm.
and the selling one.
Yeah.
So you can have a meaningful connection with your audience. So that means that you're connecting with people who might buy from you. And they should connect through your copy, through your content, through your videos and your offers, right? And then we have the social and collab
Yeah.
connections, and they're more like, what can I do for you? So you like offer to proofread something, or
Yeah.
you offer to do something for someone else, and it's like a give and take relationship.
Hmm.
And those two are different but can intertwine, right?
Yes.
Like because
Yes.
one can become the other, and like those who you have a collaborative meaningful connection with, they are very likely to refer you and
Yeah.
hook you up with other connections and people that you should be in contact with, right?
Yeah.
So that's also like important to understand, like, okay, where are you selling, even if you're socially
Yeah.
selling,
Yeah.
not like pushy selling, and where are you generally connecting, as in like, okay, what can I do to you, because should we have a coffee, can I connect you with anyone
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a really important thing to remember
Do
as
you
well.
have a preference for which one you like to do the most?
Yeah, genuine like the collaborative
Yeah, me too.
connections. Yeah,
That's my preference.
definitely.
Because like you said, they both work in tandem. So
Yeah,
like one feeds the other. So my I
100%.
if I had to choose, I love just being collaborative on there. And I
Yeah,
found that LinkedIn has been a very collaborative tool for me.
yeah,
I've collaborated with people in several different ways on there, and it's always paid off in some
yeah.
way. So yeah, I'd say that that's also my favorite.
Yeah, definitely. Should we get into some icks? Because I
Yeah,
have one that
let's do
I'm
it.
like eh, dying to share
What's
with
your
you.
ick, Hannah?
So it's actually by my friend on LinkedIn, a genuine connection.
Your friend's your ick?
No, she had this very icky situation, and she's called Rowan, and she's
Yeah.
a copywriter.
Oh, nice.
Um, and yeah, she's brilliant. And I will read
Yeah.
what she got sent to her.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, it is a feisty one.
Yeah. Like we say, we won't put anyone on blast and tell you who it is. But we will very much read out any of the icks that you send us.
Yes.
And you can literally reach out to us directly on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And send us
Please
your
do.
icks.
That would be amazing.
Screenshots. We love a
Yeah.
screenshot, which is what you've got, a juicy screenshot.
Exactly. I was
Right.
just
So
gonna say
get into it.
so Rowan Martin, she's a copywriter and
Yeah.
she's lovely. She's very like conscious with her copy and the connections that she made.
Yeah.
And she got this. Hi Rowan, as part of my LinkedIn networking ritual, please like/comment on a couple of my posts. I'll reciprocate in kind. And Rowan said, no, that's not my style. Looking forward to getting to know you. And if I feel I can generally contribute to a discussion, I will. Got the answer. Then we're done. Not into entertaining skull collectors.
Skull collectors.
Skull collectors.
Do you know, does that mean something?
I
Like,
have no idea.
then we're done.
Yeah.
That's so.
And the reply was, well, that was a fine romance. Take care. Bless.
Oh my
Legend.
gosh.
But oh my God, isn't that the weirdest thing?
Yes.
So part of LinkedIn ritual, like they just assume that like they'd get comments and likes if they
Yeah.
did the other way around. And that's not a genuine connection. And I
No, it's
don't
not a
even
genuine
know what to
connection.
say about the skull collector
Yeah.
bit.
And it says a lot about your content. If you have to slide into someone's DMs to be like, comment on my shit,
Yeah,
like that means your content's not that good. That
exactly.
means that you're posting content that people don't, you're forcing people to come in, and that's not a genuine engagement. That is not a genuine connection you're making. Nothing about that is genuine. This is what people get the ick from.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, and it's just so clear when you see a bunch of engagements that are either AI or people that aren't genuine.
Yeah, exactly.
Ones that people
Yeah.
post. I'm going to be super clear. I don't even ask Hannah to comment on my post. And
No,
we're
like,
doing a podcast together.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know,
I mean, I have a notification thing for your post.
yeah, and I have one for yours. But
So you don't have to ask me,
so
but
I don't
still.
have to ask you.
But I didn't even know you did that for me or the other way around
Yeah, no, we
because
did.
that's like
See,
natural.
because we're interested in each other's
Yeah,
content, you know,
exactly.
and we have ulterior motives.
Yeah, exactly.
But that being said, like I think the thing that shocks me about this particular is how aggressive someone
Yes.
can slide into
Then
someone's
we're
DM and
done.
just is so entitled. Like
Yeah.
we're just done. And gosh, I think that they handled that really well.
Yeah,
I
they
really
really
do.
did. Like
Yeah.
that was so mad. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't believe. But I mean, we do get that quite a lot, like the hard sell or like the
Hard sell.
cold outreach, right? Like
Yeah.
that's very
So
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. And
And
that's my ick.
yeah,
And
please
that,
share.
Hannah, that is my ick.
Yeah.
My biggest ick on LinkedIn is a cold DM.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Um, And when I say a cold DM, it's not a DM that's like, I'm saying that it's not engaging in any way. It's offering me your service without telling me who you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's not offering a connection. It's not liking any or engaging with any of my content.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a cold, hard sell in my inbox
Mm-hmm.
or my DMs,
Yeah.
my direct messages. I despise it.
Yeah.
um,
And also like I will never engage with that. Like I'm
No,
not gonna,
I wouldn't. And
yeah.
that's the only time, and I said this to you,
Yeah.
that's the only time you're allowed to ghost people.
Oh, like,
Only
yeah.
time you are
Yeah.
allowed to ghost people. Actually, I said there's 2 times that you can ghost
Yeah,
people.
I was just gonna say, I was
We'll
like,
get to that in a second. The first time where I think it's okay to ghost people is
Yeah.
when you get a cold, hard DM. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
And especially if it's something that you're not interested in. Hannah and I are getting loads of these at the moment because
Yeah.
we put podcasts in the hashtags, or we talk about the fact that we have a podcast, so we're getting a lot of them come in.
Yeah.
And while the services might be amazing, I might be great,
Exactly.
like we're just getting a cold DM.
Yeah.
And it's I do want to interact with your service. So if you're listening to this, which you probably aren't,
No.
uh,
Because they just want
at
to
least engage with the podcast.
Yeah.
At least engage with the content
Yeah.
before just trying to sell me your service.
Exactly.
Because while I might be interested in your service, you're not showing any interest in
Exactly. And
what
it's
I'm
so
doing.
easy to do as well. You don't even have to listen to the full thing, just any bit and be like, oh, I
Yeah.
really appreciated you talking about this. That's quite funny.
Yeah.
You know, or like I really like your short or
Yeah.
something.
Lie if you have to.
Yeah, exactly. Lie if you have to actually. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Like it's so like because it's not gonna make me check out your services and like hire you if you just go, oh yeah, you have podcast, me good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like you don't care about me, you just want to sell, and you're not making me care about you at
Yeah.
all. Like if you were to engage in any way, I would probably care.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly.
I probably yeah, I agree.
You
So
agree.
what's the other
My
time
other the other
we can
time you're
ghost?
allowed to ghost people. I think you can ghost anyone who doesn't say thank you.
Mm,
Especially when it comes to networking, and if you have poured into one another, if you have given them a referral, if you have,
yeah.
because that's, we talk about networking in that way here a
Yeah,
lot, that
because we love that bit of
we love
networking. Yeah.
it's the best thing about it, right?
Yeah.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. We've
Yes.
said it before.
Exactly.
But people who do not say thank you in any
Mm,
way, feel free to ghost those people.
yeah.
They're clearly in it for themselves. And I think that it's okay to be like, well, I'm removing myself from someone who won't even the least someone can offer you is just a thank you. It is
Mm.
common courtesy. If someone doesn't thank you for helping them make a connection for her, and I've had it on like really, I've had it on quite a big scale.
Yeah.
You know, I've connected people with talent managers before. You know, I've known when a brand was going to do like an activation on social and they had a specific budget, and I've gone, oh, I know the perfect person for this campaign.
Mm.
And it's not chump change. This has been, you know, sometimes it was quite a lot of like, and the people have just not said thank you.
Yeah.
um and it's been,
Really bothers me.
it
Like it's
really
such an
bothers
easy
me.
thing to do. And I'm sure I have forgotten to say thank you at some point, right? But like I make this a practice to do.
Yeah,
Like, thank you
gratitude.
for seeing me. Thank you for helping me. Like I had a situation last week where my friend Pavan, he helped me out and I couldn't be more grateful. And I want to thank you say thank you again right here.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it was just so nice.
yeah,
And yeah, it means a lot, and it means that you want to continue helping people, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's such an easy thing to do,
It really
to
is. And
just
I
check
don't,
back in.
you know, I don't even just say thank you. If if someone's given me like a referral or some, and it's actually become fruitful, a lot of the time I won't even just say a thank you. I will send them an edible arrangement, flowers, or
Mm.
I will take them out to a dinner of their choice.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
actually how I say thank
Yeah,
you.
you've taken me out for meals.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I say thank
Yeah,
you, you know, like, and that's how you network, that's how you build those meaningful
yeah,
relationships, because someone feels really seen, even if it, you know, sometimes a referral is literally just like, I know a person, and you just
yeah.
like, and it's not even that much of a big deal, but for that person, that
It
could be
might be a
everything,
massive deal. Yeah,
especially, you know, I keep saying this. 2024 was a rough year for a
yeah,
lot of people. There were so many layoffs. It was so rough.
yeah,
And going into this year, like, if anyone gives you anything, you know, if it's a little bit of their time, if it's that referral, if it's even likes on your
yeah,
posts, if
exactly.
it's
Or like,
engaging with
I'm
you.
here for a chat if you need to rant, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's like, that's also meaningful connection. It doesn't
So
have to be
meaningful.
like
Yeah.
on all the like showing up like online and stuff. It
Yeah, yeah,
can just be like,
yeah.
yeah,
So
just actually
thank
have.
you is a way of building a meaningful connection.
Yes,
So, like I
100%.
said, the only two times I think it's okay to ghost people. One is that if they don't say thank you.
Hmm.
And then the other time that it's okay to ghost people is, and I've just forgotten what the second one was.
If a cold cell.
Cold cell.
Yes.
My mind went blank. Um,
That's okay.
a cold hard sell.
Yeah.
Because this
Without
happens
any
when I go out
engagement
on the
or
time.
pull.
So cold hard sells,
Hmm.
no engagements, nothing, and then the other time is when people don't say thank you. And
Yeah.
other than that, don't ghost people, please.
No,
Be
because that's another ick.
That's
That's,
another ick.
yeah.
Don't ghost people.
Yeah.
Like, it's not nice. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just if you're not interested in something, you know, you can just say like, but yeah,
Yeah.
those are my two icks. I can't believe I forgot what my own
Because there's
icks
only
were.
two.
Because there's only two. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I only have two. I don't
Yeah.
have I don't, when it comes to ghosting people, there's only two rules that I abide
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I think that's it for this episode. And we are going to continue telling you a bit more what's going to happen
Yeah,
next
we
time.
are really, really excited
Yeah.
about our next couple of episodes. So this is, when this comes out, it's going to be at the beginning of the year. We
Yeah.
just mentioned, you know, saying Happy New Year and all of that.
Yeah.
But what we would really love to do is actually get some experts on our podcast.
Yes.
So we will be inviting in some guests. We're super excited. We won't tell you who they are just quite yet.
No. Not yet.
But we will be releasing that on our LinkedIn and on our other platforms. So stay tuned
Yeah.
for us.
It might be really good for anyone who's in like job hunt and want
Oh,
to
Hannah, are
talk
you
about
giving them a little teaser?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fine. Hannah's starting to tell you what kind of guests we'll be having
Yeah.
on the podcast. But yes, if you are looking, you know, for new roles,
Yeah.
maybe people that can help with that.
Yeah.
Are you picking up what I'm putting
Yeah.
down?
Well, I
So
am picking it
you're
up.
picking it up, so I hope people at home will pick it up as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, please, if if you can as well, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you're listening on YouTube.
100%.
Write us a little review if you're listening on Spotify.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
but yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that is a wrap
Yes.
on episode 4.
Yes.
But we're really looking forward to having you with us next time.
Yes. See you next time. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Ew.